Okay, so this video here is about Marcus Brutus, as he's named in the Shakespeare play Julius Caesar. And obviously, Julius Caesar is a historical play, and so Marcus Brutus is a real person. So we're going to dig deep into the historical person that is Marcus Junius Brutus. Okay, so Brutus was a Roman politician. He was born 85 BCE and he died 42 BCE. We'll get all into that and everything. He was born the son of Marcus Junius Brutus, the same name, and his father was killed by Pompey the Great in 77 BC. We'll also get more into that. And his mother was Servilia, who later became Caesar's lover, which ties into the story as well. Okay, so with the death of his father, Brutus was adopted by one of his uncles, who he gets his name from. His uncle's name was Quintus Servius Capio, and that's where Brutus gets his other name that he's commonly called, Quintus Capio Brutus. But although he was adopted by his one uncle, he was raised by his uncle whose name might sound familiar to you, who is Cato the Younger. And so Cato, he imbued him with the principles of Stoicism. So Cato the Younger was the leader of the Optimates, which was a conservative senatorial aristocracy who tried to preserve the Roman Republic against power seekers, and in particular Julius Caesar. And so these are the raisings of Brutus. And then what he's really known for, as you probably already know, Brutus is mostly known for being one of the leaders in this conspiracy that assassinated Julius Caesar. And so it all kind of began when Caesar self-appointed himself as the perpetual dictator after defeating Pompey in the battle of, I know I'm going to butcher this name, Pharsalus in 48 BCE. And so this battle was the battle which was a battle within the civil war between Pompey and Julius Caesar, in which both Cato and Caesar served on sides with Pompey. And so after the defeat of Pompey, Brutus, he was captured, and he went from captured in 48 to the city praetor, which is a high-ranking magistrate. And if you don't know what a magistrate is, that's a civil officer or a lay judge, which is basically an assistant judge that deals with administering the law. And then Caesar was then appointed in 44. But yeah, it was Caesar's self-appointment in 44 that really led Brutus to join Cassius, and so Brutus joined on with him and other leading senators in the plot that led to the assassination of Julius Caesar on March 15th, 44 BCE. And so this is a quote right here from Brutus in the play Julius Caesar, and he speaks of the Ides of March. And just to make a little bit of sense of that, an Ide is a day falling roughly in the middle of each month, which is going to be the 15th day of March. And so basically that line is just, remember the 15th day of March? But yeah. Oh, and also somewhere in the midst of this all, after the whole battle and being captured, Cato dies. He goes to Africa and he kills himself. And in that year that he killed himself, Brutus marries his daughter, which is Portia. And so after the killings, the public was totally and completely outraged, and both Cassius and Brutus were driven out of Rome, and then they were finally driven out of Italy by Mark Antony. Like, he forced them out of Italy completely. And then so they both went on to seize the Roman East, turning the seized wealth that they acquired from the Roman East, they turned it into Roman gold and silver. And the funny thing is that Brutus decided for some of the pieces of silver and gold to put his face on them, following suit of Julius Caesar. This is what he had done with his coins, and Brutus then decided to put his face onto these coins. And then in 42, Brutus and Cassius, they met Mark Antony and Octavian at the 2 battles of Philippi. And so after the first battle, which they had lost, Cassius decided to kill himself. And then after the second battle, which they obviously also had lost, Brutus decided to kill himself. And so that is basically the end of Brutus and Cassius duo.